Good evening. Welcome to the Lorraine County Board of Commissioners meeting of July 14th, 2021. This meeting will now come to order. We will rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In our inspirational word for the day, we know that these troubles produce patience, and patience produces character.
Okay, A, resolutions.
Number one, investments.
Move to approve.
Second?
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Number two, appropriations.
Move to approve.
Second?
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Number three, transfers.
Move to approve.
Second?
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Number four, advances, repayments. There were none. Number five, requisitions.
Move to approve.
Second?
Okay, motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any
have a-
discussion from the board? I seem to think you might want to
Yeah.
discuss something,
I
Commissioner.
have an issue with item number 1046. 1046 involves Golden Acres. It's a certificate for the Division of Industrial Compliance for an elevator. It's only $450, but we're getting bids and looking at whether or not to tear the building down. I don't want to pay $450 for a license to have an elevator when we're not even using it. We haven't used it in a year or two. So I want to
We'll pull that.
pull that, I guess is a proper.
Okay, I can agree on that one, Commissioner.
I have an objection to 1060. It's for legal services rendered by Ulmer and Byrne. My position continues to be the same, that I think this legal services should be provided in-house by the county prosecutor's office.
I'm fine with leaving it there if you are, Commissioner Moore, with Commissioner Lundy so noting his objection.
Correct.
Okay. Anything else, Commissioners?
No, so I'll be, for the clerk's knowledge, I'll be a no on 1060, but I'll vote to approve the other requisitions.
I'll be a no on 1046.
And I'll be a no on 1046. Okay, are you all set, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Number six, travel. There were none. Number seven, bills.
Move to approve.
Second?
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Next item of business is number 8, authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary sheet for employees within the jurisdiction of the Lorraine County Board of Commissioners. At the conclusion of today's board meeting, the commissioners may recess into an executive session to discuss personnel and new hires and board appointments. The next item of business is number 9. I move to approve and waive the reading of the minutes of June 30th, 2021.
Second?
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, the next item of business is number 10. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution into the record.
Adopting the fiscal year 2022 Lorraine County tax budget and approve as submitted in the tax booklet.
Okay, move to approve.
Second?
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board?
If I could, Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Just want to inform the public, when we do the tax budget, this is a requirement under Ohio Revised Code. This is not necessarily binding and not the final budget for 2022.
And as he was speaking, I was sharing how
Yeah.
thick this resolution is with all the numbers. It's kind of interesting going back to 17 actual and 18 actual and 19. It's pretty amazing the revenue flow and what's going on in our county. So it's a nice document if anyone's interested in getting a copy of it.
Okay, and I did talk to the sheriff, and His budget on here is $86,000 lower, and I did recall this and just verified with him. He had a purchase of 70 protective vests for our deputies this year, and those are $1,300 apiece, so that was, that difference, and he said a little bit in gas and a little bit in advertising is the reason for the fluctuation in his budget.
Yeah, I want to be very clear, we're not reducing the sheriff's budget.
Yes, he just, the vests are a 5-year purchase.
Exactly, I know.
And he said,
Okay.
sometimes, there'll be somebody that comes in, they have to fit them to the body.
Right.
So they have to measure the guys and gals. So, okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, the next item of business is number 11.
Conform the boundaries of 36.5672 acres from Pittsfield Township to the City of Oberlin in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 503.07, and this is for the Omega Health Services LLC.
Okay, move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, we are moving on to community development. The next item of business is number 12. Madam Clerk?
Repeal Resolution 18729 adopted November 14, 2018, creating an incentive district in the unincorporated area of Lorraine County, Ohio.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Next item of business is number 13.
Approve the Amherst Township Economic Development Land Use Plan, Lorraine County, Ohio.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Were you here to talk on this one or no?
I can.
If you would like to. It's up to you.
Hello, Commissioners. Josh Bender,
Hi, Josh.
Economic Development Specialist, sorry. Basically, we're number 14, right? Talking number 14?
I was on 13.
13. So basically, according to Ohio Revised Code, we need to pass or approve a economic development plan before we go about and pass the resolution to create the incentive district, which is the next agenda, next item.
Kind of go
14.
together. Okay.
Yes.
Please wait for the next one.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on that? We're getting it ready? Okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, I move to take from the table the item of business designated as number 14 on tonight's agenda.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Next item of business is number 14. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution into the record.
Creating an incentive district in the unincorporated territory of Lorraine County and declare the improvement of parcels within incentive district to be a public purpose and exempt from real property taxation for a specified period. Designate public infrastructure improvements that will benefit or serve such parcels. Requiring the owners of such parcels to make annual service payments in lieu of taxes. Establishing a redevelopment tax equivalent fund. Create a tax incentive review council, incorporating by reference certain county non-discriminatory hiring policies for tax recipients, and authorize related actions pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 5709.77 through 5709.81 and 5709.85 for Hampshire Farms, Amherst Township.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Mr. Vender?
No, this is a tax increment financing district, approximately 50 homes by developer Tom Oster in Amherst Township. This will also improve the public infrastructure. We will, extend sewer to multiple homes, approximately 15 to 20 homes along Oberlin Road, just north of K Drive in Amherst Township and just south of Route 2. So this will definitely help the public in that way, and also increase sewer in the county.
Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Job and Family Services, the next item of business is number 15.
Approve and enter a contract with Kpis Associates Alario, Ohio, amount of $94,600 to perform engineering services for the parking lot to be paid from the professional services account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board?
Any improvements we can make to the parking lot over there is a good thing.
Very good. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
The next item of business is number 16. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution into the record.
Authorized purchase service agreement with Harbor, Toledo, Ohio, in the amount of $259,005 for work experience for SNAP, E&T, and OWF recipients residing in Lorraine County using SNAP and OWF effective August 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022, and will be paid from the SNAP and OWF accounts.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, Sanitary Engineer. The next item of business is number 17. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution into the record.
Award and enter into contract with Tri Moore Corporation, Twinsburg, Ohio, in the amount of $993,193 for the Hampshire Farms Underground Utilities Project in Lorraine County. 3 bids were opened on June 16th, this being the most responsive complying with specifications. Project includes installation of water main, sanitary sewer, storm sewer within the Hampshire Farms subdivision in Amherst Township. Issue notice to proceed and complete honor brief for September 6, 2021. Authorize administrator to notify the auditor to release retainage at completion of project, and authorize payment from the sanitary engineer Overland Road Sewer Capital Improvement Fund account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, Common Pleas Adult Probation. The next item of business is number 18. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution into the record.
Accept the sub-grant award agreement from the Ohio Department of Public Safety for Adult Probation Case Management System in the amount of $58,500 and no cash matches required.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board?
I was going to say, anytime we can get a grant, not have to do a match, that's a good thing.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, the Office of the Engineer. The next item of business is number 19. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution into the record.
Enter into storm sewer improvement agreement with K. Havana at Harvest Meadows LLC in Carlisle Township to install a new storm sewer constructed within the county right-of-way of Indian Hollow Road, Carlisle Township.
Okay, move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
The next item of business is number 20.
Advertise and receive bids for Middle Ridge Road Sewer Extension Phase 2, Amherst and Malaria Township. This will extend the installation of 4,360 feet of 10-inch sanitary sewer along Middle Ridge Road and West Ridge Road, installation of pump station, and 1,700 feet of 6-inch force main, part of which is located under State Route 2. Notice will be in the Journal on July 19th and 26th, and open at 2:30 p.m. on August 12th. Funds for the work will be provided by the TIF funding per the agreement with the Lorraine County and Carvana.
Yep, move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? May recall this one on February 3rd. We started with the electrical engineering, and then this is just the next phase on this project. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, the sheriff. Moving on to the next item of business is number 21. Madam Clerk, please read the resolution into the record.
Apply for grant monies for fiscal year 21 Edward Bryan Memorial Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $40,691 and enter into spirit allocation agreement for the county to receive $13,563.66, and City of Lorraine and Elyria will each receive $13,563.66 to purchase equipment, and no local matches required.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board?
Just once again, it's good there's no local match. I see we run out of luck on the next one, though. So,
Sorry.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
aye.
Okay, the next item of business is number 22.
Enter in a sub-grant agreement with the Ohio Department of Public Safety, Ohio Drug Law Enforcement Fund Grant 2020 DLLEF 5828 in the amount of $130,632.29 for the Lorraine County Drug Force, and cash match of $32,658.07 will be paid from the DTF MEG salaries account.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? I'd like to thank my colleagues for allowing us to move quickly on this. This just came to my office, I think, was it late Monday, came to our office? Okay. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to veterans. The next item of business is number 23.
Authorized payment of $1,000 to Amherst Crematory and Funeral Home, Lorraine, for indigent veteran Armin Ricky Patterson, Lorraine, in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 5901.25.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, the next item of business is number 24.
Authorized payment of $1,000 to Bush Funeral Home, Malaria, for indigent veteran Joseph S. Suttle, Malaria, in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 5901.25.
Okay, move to approve.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Any discussion from the board? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, we are at the public comment portion of our evening here. Welcome to the lobby portion of our meeting. In order to speak on the topic of your choice, you have had to fill out a slip and turn it into the clerk. Please stay seated until you're called. When you're called up, you'll need to state your name and address clearly for the record, because she's taking notes on this, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak on the topic of your choice. Now I just have to find what you gave me, Teresa. It's here somewhere. Okay. All right, I have first Laura Hubbard. Is Laura here tonight?
We were gonna go in order. Yeah, we had a different order.
Okay, you tell me, I have 3 here.
Okay. Amanda, Laura.
Okay, Amanda. Amanda? This one, right, Teresa?
This one.
Yep. Yeah, this one over here, if you would, please.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Amanda Quimper. Address is 2299 West River Road North, Elyria, Ohio 44035.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that it? Thank you, commissioners, for your time today. I really appreciate it. I pray we can all work together to be constitutional warriors, to move forward fearlessly to what is right and just, so that we can all enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, with the government for the people, by the people, of the people, standing on the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution that our founding fathers fought so hard for, a foundation that is built on God. I'm here to make notice, so this is on the public record. County Settlement Covenant, Lorraine County, Preamble. We, the sovereign people living on the land in Lorraine County, Ohio, a free and independent state, in order to live together in harmony under common law of the Almighty Creator, to facilitate the avoidance of disputes, to facilitate the quick settlement of disputes which may arise, to provide for organized defense of life, liberty, and private property, to protect and administer public property for the benefit of the inhabitants, and to make certain limited agreements with other settlements of sovereign people for mutual benefit, ordain common accord and recognition the following.
Okay.
Guinevere Ackerman.
Moving on to our next speaker, so
Ackerman.
Genevieve Ackerman.
Guinevere.
Okay.
Guinevere Ackerman.
Okay,
Address 710 Hazelwood Drive, Vermillion, Ohio.
okay, ma'am.
And to add, notice, June 14th, 2021, comes now, inhabitants of Lorraine County, by absolute writ of habeas corpus, and with absolute resolve, rebut all corporate authority, and with absolute resolve, rebut all corporate authority County Settlement Covenant in Lorraine County, original assembly and library of records on date June 8th, 2021, gives this county settlement announcement. Lorraine County Settlement Covenant, and in harmony with all 88 counties, we find Article 1, by Almighty God granting us freedom, by unanimous decree, the local people in local peaceable lawful assembly and settlement covenant in Ohio, a free and independent state, a member with other free and independent states, also known as Republic for the United States of America, set forth the following affirmations. Thank you.
Okay, and our third speaker is Laura Hubbard.
Yes. Hi, Laura Hubbard, 32985 Avon Road, Avon, Ohio, 44011.
Okay, yes,
To
ma'am.
Thank you. To finish, Article 1, by Almighty God granting us freedom, by unanimous decree, the local peoples in local... Oh, you already did that. I'm so sorry. Section 1, local-people and family of man and woman centered in Almighty God live on local land and use rights of way and people jurisdiction in grace affirmed by the authority of unanimous Declaration of Independence, circa 1776, and Bill of Rights Articles the 5th, the 7th, 9th, 10th, 11th, circa 1791-R 2020 and beyond the reach of predator others, and also living in friendship and peace treaties, circa 1789-1791 and beyond the reach of predator others, and also affirmed by Article 7, General Provisions, Section 18, circa 1908, Ohio Constitution, and the Covenant of Ohio, a free and independent state, circa 2020. I would like to hand you this, if I may.
Can we get a sheriff's deputy, please, to bring that up? He'll be right up, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Bring it to Teresa.
Lorraine County is now a desert county on the land, meaning lawful by the people. We are now a lawful settled county on the land. The people have spoken. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, moving on to C, Mr. Tom Williams, County Administrator. Mr. Williams, do you have a report this evening?
Good evening, Commissioners. Just want to give an update to the general public. I know you received an email that we're going to be going over to Job and Family Services for KPI, which is key performance indicators for the departments over there. And I just want to acknowledge the work that that group has done. And I think it's going to be shocking for the general public to learn, too, that as far as child support goes, arrearage in Lorraine County is over $100 million in back child support. And when we take a look at what's going on with the child support and other departments in the agency, we came up with the key performance indicators in order to monitor how we're doing, how we're comparing to the state, but also to come up with a way to really drive improvements in our departments in order to try to bring that number down and come up with creative solutions. And while typically KPIs are something that you see in the private sector, we are bringing it into the public sector. And it's just great how well that group over at Job and Family Services, not only management, but the employees getting involved and learning about it and seeing ways that they can make strides to improve. So I just believe that when we're successful in something and implementing it, that our employees deserve to have that credit. So we'll be meeting, I believe it's July 30th, to go over it at 9 o'clock. It'll take about 2 hours to hit through all the departments, but I think you'll see good things coming about it, and hopefully within 6 months to a year, we can actually see dramatic improvements. I can just tell you through the process of training them, they've actually started seeing improvements and actually making their targets, their goals higher, because they were already hitting that target, and they continued to move it throughout the process. So good things to come. We'll be doing the same thing through the rest of the departments that the Board of Commissioners control. So that's it.
Thank you, Administrator Williams. Moving on to Assistant County Prosecutor, Mr. Greg Peltz. Mr. Peltz, do you have a report for us this evening?
Thank you. And I have reviewed this meeting's agenda with Dan Petticord, the chief of the Civil Division. At this time, our office does not have a report in regards to this agenda.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Peltz. Commissioner's report. Commissioner Lundy, do you have a report this evening?
I certainly do. First, I'd like to send out our sympathies to the family of Dan Reeser, loss of his father, Cecil Reeser. I think anywhere you ever went in town, you always saw Dan and Cecil almost arm in arm, always together, and got to know the family quite well when I worked for the city of Malaria, and just a good man and a great loss for the family. And we just want to send our sympathies to Dan and Mila and the whole Reeser family. Had the opportunity to attend a conference call regarding the Office on Aging. If you happen to see any information out in the community concerning an older adult needs assessment survey, we hope that you'll participate in that. I believe it's either 60 and over or 62 and over. I'll have to check on the age, but just trying to find out how the delivery of services are impacting older adults in Lorraine County. The hope is that they'll get enough respondents so we at least get a good universe of maybe 400, 500 respondents, that we can get a good gauge on how those services are being delivered in the county so that improvements can be made. Also would like to welcome the new owners, the Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet in Avon, and would like to thank the Ferment family for their long dedication to Lorraine County. I think they came into the county somewhere in 1988, somewhere in the 90s, and a very long time for them. So we thank them for their investment and being a good corporate citizen. I know they supported a lot of the schools' efforts. I believe Avon and North Ridgeville, they were very involved in those schools, but can't say enough good things about the Ferment family. Had the opportunity to attend the Wellness Court graduation, Judge Jim Maraldi presiding over that. So important that we take those extra steps to help those who are struggling in the community, to help them get their lives back on track and hopefully not have to end up behind bars. And just want to thank Judge Jim Maraldi and all those working on the Wellness Court for all their efforts. Also in the community, recently over the weekend at Oakwood Park, there was a punt, pass, and kick event for the youth in the community. Want to thank the Passages group. Also Eric Bowen, who lives here in Elyria, always very involved in the community, trying to mentor the youth and help them out. They are our future, and it's important that they have good role models as well, too. But that was a very nice event. Some of the family members of Lamar Hunt with the Cleveland Browns were there. So it was a very, very nice event. I want to thank them for what they're doing to help the youth in our community. Had the opportunity to attend a pig roast at Sacred Heart in Lorraine. If you've ever missed the pig roast over there, you want to make the next one. Food's amazing. Company's even better. But always a great gathering there at Sacred Heart in Lorraine. Also, alarming statistics coming out today. National overdose deaths are up 29%. Again, overdose deaths in the U.S. are up 29%. We lost 93,000 individuals last year to drug overdoses. In Lorraine County, it's important to point out that we saw an increase of 53%. We lost 138 individuals in 2020. If you try to compare that to, the deaths that this country experienced during the Vietnam War, that was over 58,000 deaths. And as I said, 93,000 individuals died in 1 year alone in 2020 dealing with overdoses. So it once again stresses the importance of anything that we can do in the county. I know there's discussions around a one-stop crisis center to help those battling addiction so that we can reduce the number of overdoses, get people back on their feet, back to their families, and, you know, back to paying taxes and all those things that take place. But just want to remind everybody, in light of the pandemic, we've lost sight of the epidemic in our county, but it's still running very rampant. And then also was reviewing some of our numbers again on the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, which we have probably about $16 million, I think, total into that program. I'm hearing all kinds of national reports that communities are struggling in getting these dollars out to those who need rental assistance and utility assistance. We're doing all that we can, but you need to contact us at Jobs and Family Services if you need assistance so that we can step up and help. Apparently we put about $2.5 million out the door. 588 applications, I believe, have been approved, 488 have been paid. Total applications, I guess, through the process, been about 1,754, but still when you are looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $13 million remaining. So the dollars are there. There's no reason for anybody to be worried about being evicted. If you have unpaid utility bills and worried about your water shut off, things of that nature, even the gas and electric bills, the assistance is there. So please contact Jobs and Family Services. We want to make sure the families, and especially the kids, have a roof over their head in working utilities. And that completes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Lundy. This may sound a little bit like an episode of Groundhog Day. I've talked about this before, but there was a rain out on this particular game, Crushers game. A local organization, Chicks Against Hunger, has joined forces with the Lake Erie Crushers to sponsor a food drive at their Tuesday, July 27th game. They'll be playing the Gateway Grizzlies. It's home game to support the Lorraine County Office on Aging food banks throughout the county. Food insecurity continues to be an issue that Lorraine County older adults face daily and was made significantly worse by the COVID-19 pandemic. Please join us in helping to support this critical service to our seniors. Bring a non-perishable food item to the game and be entered into a raffle for a Lake Erie Crushers Family Fun Pack. Game starts at 7:05. Gates open at 6:05. Tickets are available now through the Lake Erie Crushers website. Walk-ups are welcome on the night of the game as well. Just one more item. The Lorraine County Board of Commissioners and the Lorraine County Airport Advisory Board are committed to economic and operational growth at our airport located in New Russia Township. This last week, a 4-day flying event saw hundreds from the Lorraine County community discover, explore, and experience the world of general aviation. Over 70 youth aged 8 to 17 received free Young Eagle flights for an experience of a lifetime. The airfield had numerous aircraft on display, including experimental aircraft and a World War II vintage B-25 bomber nicknamed Georgie's Gal, with the weekend also featuring the Ford Trimotor. Thrill lovers, aviation enthusiasts, and curiosity seekers were offered passenger flights on the Trimotor that gave them the experience of the early days of flight. This aircraft set the pace early in the commercial passenger market. Beginning in 1929, the plane became known as the first luxury airliner. This event didn't just happen overnight. Volunteer organizers Paul and Vicki Kojal of the Discover Aviation Center and local Experimental Aircraft Association, Chapter 1252, were key to the success of their annual Discover Aviation Day. Their love of flying and their focus to involve youth in aviation has been the driving force to this wonderful weekend event. And thanks to our very own Gary Gibbs, Director of the Lorraine County Visitors Bureau, in his efforts to publicize this event and the incredible resource we have here with the Lorraine County Regional Airport. And that concludes my report. Commissioner Moore, do you have a report this evening?
No, I do not.
Okay. Our next item of business, F, Clerk's report. Madam Clerk, do you have a report?
Next Wednesday at 11 o'clock, you guys will have your investment advisory meeting.
Okay. Our next item of business is H, Board Correspondence. I move to waive the reading of the Board Correspondence due to a very short executive session we have scheduled.
Second?
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
At this time, I move to adjourn into executive session to discuss personnel issues, employment, and new hires. We do not have pending litigation tonight. Thank you, Mr. Peltz. And I'll just need a second on that.
Second.
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Aye.
Okay, it will be. Okay, we have returned from executive session and our meeting is back in session. I move to approve the personnel summary sheet.
Second?
Motion was made by Hung, seconded by Moore. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Lundy.
Okay, meeting announcements. Our next regularly scheduled board meeting is Wednesday, July 21st, 2021 at 6 p.m. Is there any further business, commissioners? Since there's no further business, this meeting is adjourned.